it's quite hard to obviously give numbers sometimes, but from previous experience, I've gone from spending 4 hours on one particular part of the project to being able to do it on one. So, I mean, that's a 75% time saving. So, and then you convert that into monetary savings against wages, you've got a massive amount of saving, being able to streamline your work, but also your time.
Right. What we are normally aiming for is that you should be able to save a couple of hours per engineer per day, 1 to 2 hours, and in terms of additional revenue, because you're doing more proactive service and being at the right place at the right time. We're doing our job well if we're generating additional 20% after sales revenue before using Makula. Do you see those numbers? Are those attainable in your case?
Absolutely. I don't really see a problem with achieving the numbers that you have specified, because when you think about having to get a service sheet and you do it by hand, you've got to sit down somewhere because you've got this sheet that you've got to lean on a nice stable surface, be able to write it all down. Then when you've done that sheet, you then take it somewhere else to input the data or scan in the data. But once you've scanned in the data, you've got to then try and put it into a digital format as well. So you might end up doing that task 3 or 4 times. So, and somebody else might want just some particular parts of that data go into a spreadsheet so that it can be tracked in a certain way. So there's lots of set time savings that happen in lots of different places. So instead of having to print off the paperwork to take with you, it's all there ready on the computer or your phone on the app.
Yeah, and this is what we have in mind while we're building it, where we build this solution for technicians or engineers, for engineers by engineers, right? And and even the smallest people do not really take into account is like, I need to call up 100 of my customers every year to remind them 4 times a year of a preventive maintenance event. Now, if a system is doing that for you with your name and sending it out to them, imagine the amount of time being saved and reaching out to them without leaving it to human memory. Then the second thing, as you mentioned as well, right? Like something as simple as going on site and filling out a report on a piece of paper, getting a signature, coming back, probably loading it onto your computer drive, then sending it to a customer. Think of how many times a year are you doing that, how much do you save? And then often gets lost as well because it's in someone's email.
Or it could get dirty when you're on site, because not every site is nice and clean. So, and I mean, I've come across this many times where you work in a very dirty environment, paperwork was dirty, you scan it in, it just doesn't look very good. So having the ability to have a nice, clean data, and obviously you can extract that data much quicker as well.